Hello, everybody. Welcome to Clef Investments. Let's continue to talk about real estate. And frankly, I only have started investing in real estate for a few years. And there are many strategies that I don't know, and I'm still learning. All I have done so far was buying rental properties and rent them out. And for any kind of investment, including real estate, we have to know how to exit, which means in the end, how do you take the money? If you cannot take money out, it's not a good investment. But unfortunately, for real estate, I don't have a good answer. Not yet. So the real estate, in order to have good investment, you have to have good leverage. If you buy a rental house and you let it sit there, you pay mortgage back gradually, the leverage of your house becomes less and less because you will be paying some principal of your mortgage every month. And with less leverage, the overall return on investment becomes worse. And also, as your house becomes older, the maintenance cost becomes higher and higher. You will constantly be paying money to make the repairs. And also, for my rental properties in Texas, the property tax is indeed very, very high. Once the property value increases, the property tax also increases following it very quickly. And my cash flow can never go to positive, which is not very good. So at some point, I would want to exit. But if I just simply sell the rental house, there's many problems, mainly the tax. But for real estate, there's also an agent fee. There's a buyer agent, seller agent, and the fee can be up to 6%. And 6% is for the whole value of the house, and that's a very steep price you have to pay. And also, for the amount of the house that has appreciated value, it's a capital gain. And since I live in California, the highest tax for long-term capital gain is 37.1%. So assume your house has doubled in value before you sell. Then effectively, you are paying almost 50% of the tax because you have to pay 6% for the whole thing, plus 37.1% of the capital gain tax. Even if your house has tripled in value, which is quite a lot for a house, your effective tax rate, after you include the agent fee and capital gain tax, it's still 46%. So you are giving up too much money. Another way to save tax is 1031 exchange. So with 1031 exchange, you can buy another house with the money you are selling the previous house, as long as the second house you're buying is within 180 days before or after the house you sold. And personally, I never did this. I heard it's a very complicated process, but it's doable. And after 1031 exchange, you can lower the leverage because you're buying a new house, you get new mortgage, and you avoid paying any of the capital gain tax. You still need to pay the 6% of the agent fee on the house you are selling and buying. But the problem of 1031 exchange is that it's not really an exit strategy. Your money is still in the real estate market. So that doesn't meet my requirements. Another way to get money out is cash out refinance. So for example, when you buy the house worth 300K. And after some time, now it's worth 500K. You can do a cash out refinance and take out money. But once you take out the money, you have to start paying back interest with principal regularly. There's no flexibility. Even if you don't need that much money immediately, you are still paying all the interest for that money because you have that money in your hand. This is kind of a waste because in most cases, I need the money by a small amount. I don't want a lump sum of the money. And another problem of cash out refinance is that when I apply for this refinance, I need to provide my salary to prove that I can pay back the mortgage. So that means after I retire, I can no longer do that. It becomes very hard for me to apply for the cash out refinance. So it's still not an ideal exit strategy. Okay, so you don't want to take all the money out, then you may consider HELOC, which means home equity line of credit. So HELOC is like a big checking account. You can withdraw money as you need, and you only pay the interest on the amount you withdraw. But HELOC has its own problems. You have to pay back the principal after a draw period, which is 10 years in many cases. So that means after 10 years, you can no longer withdraw new money. You can only pay back principal along with the interest. So that becomes a problem if you have already retired and you want to live on the money by withdrawing from HELOC. And also, when you apply for HELOC, bank may also want your salary to prove that you can repay. So that means it's also hard to apply after you retire. So it's not a good exit strategy. And I'm not retired yet, but I think some possible exit strategy that I didn't do it yet could be first, cash flow. So maybe you just don't exit. You are renting the house out. So you take the cash flow, the rental income, could be 3 to 4% of your total house value, and which can be quite good. And some other possible methods after I did some research, but again, I don't have personal experience, but I want to share them out throughout ideas so you can do more research. So when is a HELOC renew? So you can change your HELOC after it finishes its draw period. So you can apply for a new HELOC, close out the old HELOC, and move the balance from the old one to the new one. But because it's a HELOC, you may not be able to do this after you retire because you no longer have income or no longer have enough income. Or if you have commercial property or if you have enough number of rental houses, you could apply for commercial equity line of credit. I don't have experience in this. Or you can apply for an investment property line of credit, which is similar to HELOC, except it's not on your own home, but it's on investment property. Okay, and that's all I want to talk about for real estate exit strategy. So again, for real estate investments, there are so many different ways, and we are still learning. But these are what I can share with you for now. How to invest rental houses and what are possible ways to take exit. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.